Today we will be solving a question from permutation and combinations. We can look at the question. The students S1, S2, S3, S10, which means we have 10 students, are to be divided into three groups A, B, and C. So the 10 students have to be divided into three different groups such that each group has at least one student. So the condition is no group shall be empty. If it is empty, if one group is empty, which means we are only forming two groups. There is no group C if A and B are filled with the total 10 students, which means no group should be empty, and the group C has at most three students, and the condition is C should have at most three students. Then the total possibilities of forming such group. So we need to find the total possibility of forming such kind of group. So we can divide into three different conditions. The condition first is C having only one student and the rest of students are divided in between A and B. Second condition is C having two students, and third is C has the most three students. So we can start with C having one student. So number of ways how can we select one student from 10 students. So the case is 10C1. Now we have selected one student for C. This is for the group C. After that, we need to divide the rest of the students, which means among the 10 students, we have picked one of the student and there are 9 students are there. Suppose we are taking S1. Assume that we are taking S1. So S1 is in the C group. What are the rest of the students? S2, S3, S4, etc. up to S10. Now, how many ways A can be filled? Because we have already filled out C. Now we need to fill both A and B. So we are taking, suppose A is filled with S2. If A is filled with S2, the condition is satisfied that at least one student is there in A. Now A is filled with S2. So the remaining students S3, S4, etc. up to S10, whatever the students will be in the B. So this is one possibility. If A is selected in a different orientation, the rest of the students will be automatically gone to B, which means how many different ways you can select A? The answer is you can select A in different ways. That how many subsets these set have. As this set has 9 elements, the set has 2 raised to 9 possibilities. As this have 9 elements, the number of subset is 2 raised to 9. But there is one thing. A has null set as subset. If A is null set, A is the null set. Because if there is no element, no student in A, the rest of the 9 students will be on B. So this possibility should be eliminated. Because it's not satisfied, because there is one thing, group has at least one student, and the second thing is if A has the entire 9 students, B will be having no students, so this possibility will also be reduced, which means A shouldn't be equal to null set, A shouldn't be equal to the whole set. The same thing will be happening here. So the number of possibilities of arrangement of A and B is 2 raised to 9 minus 2. So we need to multiply these two. This is the condition if C has only one student. Now, if C have two students, what will be the answer? If C is having two students, we can select two students from 10 students in 10C two ways. Now, there are total 8 students. So the number of subsets, if it has 8 students is 2 raised to 8, but we need to eliminate the condition. Two conditions is either A is null set or B is null set, or either A is having total 8 students or B is having total 8 students. So that two conditions we will be eliminating. So it is not possible, that's why. The same thing if we are selecting 3 students for the C, the maximum number of students for the C, the rest of the students will be 7 students. It will be 2 raised to 7 minus 2. Now we need to calculate for these whole values. Now we can calculate. Now we can calculate this 10C1 into 2 raised to 9 minus 2. 10C1, NC1 is N. So you can write 10 into 2 raised to 9. You can write 2 raised to 9 minus 2. What is 2 raised to 10? 2 raised to 10 is 1024. So 2 raised to 9 is 512. So 512 minus 2 is 510 into 10. So the value will be 510 into 10, 5100. Now we can calculate the other value. 10C2. 10C2 is 10 into 9 divided by 2 into this value will be 2 raised to 8 minus 2. So I am taking 2 outside. 2 into 2 raised to 7 minus 1. So I have taken 2 from all these values. These 2 and 2 will be cancelled. It will be 10 into 9 into what is 2 raised to 9? 2. So it will be 64, 128. 128 minus 1 will be 127. So it will be 127. Now we can calculate. So 127 into 9 into 10. So 127 into 9 will be 1270 minus 127. It will be 3. 6. It will be 4. It will be 1. And into 10 will be, this value will be 11430. Because I have calculated as 10 minus 1. So 10 times this value minus 1 times this value, we can calculate this. After that we can put a 0. Now we can calculate this value. It is 10C3. 10C3 means 10 into 9 into 8 divided by 1 into 2 into 3 into, this is 2 raised to 7 minus 1. So I am taking 2 outside. It will be 2 into 2 raised to 6 minus 2 raised to 6 minus 1. So 2 raised to 6 is 64. 64 minus 1 is 63. This value is 63. I am cancelling 2 and 2 and 3 and 3. It will be 21. Now 10 into 9 into 8 is 72 into 21. So we can calculate this as 20 plus 1, right? 20 plus 20 times 74 will be 2 times 74 is 144, 10 plus again we are adding 72. It will be 2, 11, 1, 5, 1 and here is 10. It will be, this value will be 15120. Now you can add, you will get the total value. Now you can add. So what will be the value? 5100 plus 11430 plus 15120 plus 5100. So it will be 0, 5, 6, 1, 3. So the total number of ways of forming such groups is 31650. This is the total number of possibilities of forming such kind of groups, having at most 3 students in C and at least 1 student in both A and B.